break out whatever it is that in your local place you drink and or eat and or do other things with for Christmas. Because we've got StarCraft spawning in the southeast position of the map that is Frost. The Blue Terran. It's Dayshi. And he's up against... I tried to think of something that... Never mind. He's up against BabyKnight from Millennium. I wanted to say the connoisseur of something. Make a connoisseur of craftiness. But obviously I failed miserably at that introduction, so I'll take a mulligans on it. Dayshi's building a supply depot behind his mineral line. Efficient, I guess. So, this is the losers match of the Numericable Cup at the Millennium House. And Dayshi's opened up with the barracks. So we're not going to see any more Command Center first player from him. This is a TVP, of course. The first Terran versus Protoss that we've had today. We've seen pretty much... we've seen PvZ already. We've seen the Terran versus Zerg already. And we've seen the Zerg versus Zerg. But now, just that last little bit of rounding out the matchups. So, all in all, just looking at this match, Dayshi was able to take a game off of Solar before being knocked down to the losers bracket. And we were able to get BabyKnight went out 2-0 to Curious. Now, it's also important to consider, of course, that Curious made it out of the group. Curious beat Solar 2-1. So, I just spoiled everything if you're watching the VODs, but it's okay. Maybe. So, 1 barracks fast expand. Wow, Dayshi taking a note out of Happy's book. Yeah, most Terran players do not do this. I just do not see the 1 barracks fast expand happen that often. It has, it's a fast way to get unit production, but it's a very slow setup for later unit production. Getting the additional barracks takes usually a little while, but BabyKnight is just going to build that nexus. And I wouldn't be surprised to see BabyKnight do something like a big 2-base attack. And I only say this because many games of BabyKnight that I've seen, a lot of TVPs, BabyKnight is on a map like Star Station. BabyKnight will go for the aggressive build if available. So, something like 2-base Stargate or 2-base Blink. I'm thinking more so Blink. I've seen BabyKnight do so many Blink builds versus Terran. It really would not surprise me. But let's find out. Third command center for Dayshi. He's just going to town with that income and just getting himself completely set up, I think, for the mid game, which is super greedy, of course. But if BabyKnight isn't actually aggressive, then it doesn't matter. And with this fast nexus and the chrono boost on probes, oh, this probe, oh snap! Look at this is it. This is our love. It's a Stargate from BabyKnight. So, just keeping that aggressive option open. And this is actually the best one I think Dayshi could get. He might not be able to scout this Stargate, but if he does... Oh, okay, that was a meal. I would like to see him scan. It would be hard to see this Stargate, but if he scouts it coming, then it's as simple as Engineering Bay Missile Turret. And if he doesn't see it coming, it's as simple as lose all your SCVs and die. So... He does have 6 Marines on the map, which is enough to fight an Oracle. But this Mothership Core and the Stalker are also going to come up, which will make life a little bit harder for the Millennium Terran player. He's stepping out a little bit. The Mothership Core takes some peppering. And there's the Oracle now being produced. 2 more gateways are being added on. And Dayshi now can really start to kick that Marine production into gear. So... How much will this Oracle do? Probably not much, since the Stalker actually came all the way home. And a scan of the main base actually reveals this Stargate. So he knows. Dayshi shouldn't take any damage at all. He already has 6 Marines in the main base now. He doesn't have that many SCVs in the natural to lose. So he's got that going for him. And now the Oracle's on the map. So let's see what this thing can do. I don't really think he'll be able to do much damage, personally. But, well, I guess there are SCVs kind of just chilling here. Dayshi. The killing begins. 2 SCVs dead, and he just runs to the bunker. All is well. Goes into the main base, and there's lots of Marines here. Does kill 1 Marine, which is nice. But, oh, I guess Daishi's feeding him a little bit. 5 kills. This is more than I anticipated. Forces a cancel on that missile turret. Oracles are annoying. That is a fact. But he's not producing anything else out of the Stargate. He's going into robotics facility. Just kind of playing it as it lies. Twilight Council and a Forge. So this is actually really good for Dayshi. 5 SCVs lost doesn't really matter when you have 3 orbital commands this fast. And I'd also like to just point out that he didn't see the 3rd command center, so he might not actually be aware of the position his opponent's in. And if you don't know that a Terran player has gone for this fast 3rd orbital command, you can get completely blindsided by this. Now he comes in, he sees the command center, he sees how late the starport is, and the Oracle actually gets a few more kills. So that's pretty good. And immediately he takes this 3rd base. Imagine if BabyKnight saw that earlier. His 3rd base could be done right now. Blink and a RoboBay. Wow, is he going to go Blink Stalker Colossus? That's pretty interesting. A lot of Protoss players don't really do that too much anymore. Blink Stalker Colossus was really popular in Wings of Liberty. You just use the Blink Stalkers with sick Gosu Micro to snipe Vikings while the Bio kills... while the Colossi kill the Bio. But now the Oracle comes into the main base once again. Wow, that is unfortunate. Delays that starport another second. And this Oracle, man, it's really hard. I feel like it takes a concerted effort sometimes for an Oracle not to do damage. 10 worker kills, which is really nice because that's actually offset this command center pretty damn well. He still gets the mules from it, but that is still really annoying. Medevac production is kicking in now. And Daishi's cranking up his production. And an observer's watching one exit. The Oracle's kind of watching the other. Oh, Dayshi might be able to get the Oracle. He's close. He does grab it. Pretty nice. And he's like, well, I don't really need a missile turret anymore since obviously that Oracle will no longer be a threat. Factory's going over to scout. And what is that tech choice? It's still just Colossus. The Colossus is coming out. He is getting the range for it, so it looks like he's going to commit. And he has a good number of gateways, so the setup that BabyKnight has is really nice with this 3rd base. Colossi Blink Stalker is just hard to handle. Heavy Marauder count is very good versus this. The number of Marines that Dayshi has, however, I feel like actually kind of favors BabyKnight. I like BabyKnight's position in this game right now. Dayshi does have his armory and his 2nd engineering bay on the way. And actually, as I say that, there is a 2nd forge on the way for BabyKnight, so I don't really think it's that. Yeah, this game's mostly relatively even, but BabyKnight got his 3rd base at still a pretty good time. Like, Dayshi still wants to deny this 3rd, but that's just not really an option. Pops the Guardian Shield. You can see the armies kind of just positioning themselves, watching, waiting. Of course, BabyKnight's observer allows him to see this, so he knows. There's the scan from Dayshi to see BabyKnight's army. And he's actually just going to try to surround this force and hit it from both sides. But force fields one area off and just eradicates the other. Tries to attack this Nexus, but the Zealot Warpin will prevent that from doing any damage. And suddenly, Dayshi's attack not really doing much of anything. Zealots are still here for BabyKnight. He's starting up that +2. He's actually getting his +2 attack before his +2 armor, which is really weird. But picks off a medevac. I mean, the idea of Blink Stalker Colossi-based compositions, like, you want to get attack upgrades, sure, but he's moving into a lot of Zealot-based play now, and Zealots, while they're not bad, the Charged Zealots are not bad, but Charged Zealots are really only good when you have those armor upgrades, otherwise the Marines just kill them. But there's 3 Colossi on the map now. The Viking production has been going. He only has 4, though. And Dayshi's got a bit of a supply lead. He's trying to put some pressure on with these Vikings. The Stalker count was actually cut down a little bit. And, well, let's see here. As he starts to move in. Scans, kills one observer. There's still another observer watching the entrance. And he's going to load up a big medevac drop. That, just because he didn't kill that observer, will probably spot. No, he's going to barely be outside the vision. Okay, pretty nice. Back home, another starport. Ghost Academy, command centers for days, and additional barracks for Dayshi. Pretty standard. His 2-2 is about almost halfway done, whereas +2 armor has just started for the Protoss, and +2 attack is just finished. Drop in the natural expansion. He's really trying to just pull his attention. He drops a single Marauder and a Marine. Goes for the drop in the main base. And here's the big army trying to get the third. Oh my goodness, what a huge commitment. The Stalker's giving chase. Force field so much in this. There's only one medevac. There's no escape. Even this photon cannon gets some damage in. Dayshi loses a lot of army supply, but he still has that force inside the main base of BabyKnight. And he is going for that Nexus. Picks off all of the shields. He's getting it quite low. Photon overcharge is not quite enough, it seems, to defend against this. And he barely causes him to lift up. Daishi's going to go for it, though. I feel like he really doesn't want to give up this opportunity tonight, and there he goes. Only one base of mining available for BabyKnight. He does have the third underweight once again, but that is so annoying. The big problem now, can Dayshi survive the counter swing? 2 Archons, many a charge lot. Blake Stalker's actually cleaning up the buyout that's on the way home. And what does Dayshi have? Actually a pretty sizable force, but nothing to really match the Archons. He does, he doesn't have any ghosts on the map, but he also doesn't have any Vikings to deal with the Colossi. Now I'm just moving up to about 5. Still hard, and SCV's being pulled. Archons love that fight. 4 Colossi are just so much. BabyKnight is destroying this Terran army. The Zealots running in from the north as well. Those reinforcements doing a great job. And he can't kill the Colossi. Dayshi didn't have any Vikings. He's barely got anything now. Just this one Viking is still actually doing a surprising amount of damage. The base is being rebuilt for BabyKnight. His third base is rebuilt now. And this third base, he still has mules here. Thankfully. And Daishi's not dead yet. There's still no +3 armor, by the way, for BabyKnight. So with Dayshi being on even upgrades, I think that's one of the reasons why he's still alive. This game probably looks a bit weird just because of because of the upgrade difference, or upgrade being the same. Usually with that Forge, the Chrono Boost goes very heavily into armor, but he's still focusing on the attack upgrades. And here comes BabyKnight. He's posturing himself towards that third base once again. Should be able to kill this starport without any trouble. I think it's actually really important he does, because this Viking count has gotten really high, and he's actually not gonna, he's gonna kill all of the Colossi. Daishi's starting to get some decent trades. There's still a lot of Protoss army on the ground, but now he's not quite as hard countered by a simple lack of tech. And he's gonna kill off these Zealots. The army supply and worker supply are still really surprisingly close. So this game is getting weird. Now we're seeing ghosts come out. That +3 attack is about halfway done for the Terran. Just past halfway for the Protoss. The Protoss has actually got the... BabyKnight's got his +3 armor very, very close. And by that I mean halfway done, but still. It's not too far away. And I think Dayshi keeping on top of his upgrades this game is probably the only reason why he's still in it here. But let's have to see where he goes from here. Zealots being warped in by BabyKnight. Storm is on the way, so he will have that reasonably soon. And I kind of like this. Both players are like, there was so much tensity and action going on that now they're just kind of like, all right, we're just going to play really nice and slow now. Try not to do too much craziness. Takes the tower. And Marine and Marauder are going to be like, no, I like that back, please. That concussive shell. So the Daishi's now going for the fourth base. Scans, sees the Protoss Death Ball. And that 4th base is not going to be mining very long. This is going to be a very difficult army to stop, in all honesty. There's 2 Colossi, 4 Templar with lots of energy. And he does have the EMPs. He does have some Vikings. But it all comes down to control. This is it. This is a control-based fight. There's still some EMPs left. Those Colossi. Oh, just really starting to dig into the bio. The Viking count. Where are the Vikings? There's still 2 Colossi alive. There, the Storm's hitting. It looks like Dayshi just does not have what he needs. And BabyKnight has taken some fantastic trades this game. He's played so well. GG. And a 1-0 lead for the Millennium Protoss player.